Welcome. I'm going to guide you through a power yoga class today. It's going to be so great. And to get the most of it, you might want to bring some weights along. I have a little bit of things over here. I have 3 kilos. So that might be a little bit heavy if you're not used to this. I have 1.25 kilos in these. You can definitely hold on those. If you don't want to do anything like that, you might just hold on to blocks or even water bottles. That's just something. Or you can just use your hands. All these options, right? But to begin with, we will just do a little bit of breathing to settle down and put our intention where we want it today. So find that seat that makes sense for your body. Tall spine, sitting bones on the mat. And then you might close your eyes. If you feel like shaking tiredness out of your shoulders or your head or your body, do that. And then just a few deep breaths. And it can also be very helpful to just notice any pain sensation or tiredness, fatigueness in your body that you should be mindful of as we will be moving on our mat. I know I can be very stubborn and just say I want to do this and not really pay attention to my body. And if you're just a little bit like that, please listen to your body. Be mindful. And before we start to move, I would love to say a prayer, listen, or just to pray along, whatever works for you. You can maybe take your palms facing up. God, I want to put my intention on your divine love. I want to open my heart for your healing power. And surrender all that coldness or unforgiveness, pride that I'm holding in my heart. Make me soft, but strong in you as I move on the mat today. Speak to me. Both the things I want to hear and those things that might be more interruptions or harder to pay attention to or hear. I want to be open. Amen. You can keep your eyes closed if you prefer. Take a hold of your knees and then circle your core, your torso around. Don't move too fast. You can hold onto your knees as you move around. And do a couple of circles. Other way around. And take a tall seat. Bring your arms up overhead, belly button in, maybe to a 4 if 5 is max. Go for a few soft side bends. Don't overdo these because there's warming up. And I'm not cueing with the breath here. You just squeeze that belly button in and breathe into your chest as your core doesn't create a lot of space for the diaphragm to move down and up to breathe. And then bring your palms here in front of you and make sure that they are with you nice and warmed up. And as I mentioned, paying attention to your body before, you might, notice if there are things you need to be mindful of as we warm up. And then take a seat approximately how I'm seated here. And you might turn on your mat for it to make sense. I'm going to move a little bit in this direction because from here, I'm going to move up and approximately let my feet stay. But as I'm warming up, I will move my feet and bring my knees to the other side. So gently move around as we're warming up to create some mobility in the hips. And now I'm having my hands off. Of course, you can bring them down. Now, if you feel like, okay, this is okay for me, working okay, you might find a little bit wider stance and try to do this without hands and without moving your feet. Take a seat. Maybe your chest is towards the short end of the mat on the one side, and then you rotate onto the other. Avoid leaning a lot back. It's not a core ab exercise. And if it's too much, maybe you can just do tabletop and move your hips. One more time to each side. Awesome. Then you can bring your body into your downward facing dog. Another shape for your legs. And let's warm up moving into plank. You might inhale, use your Ujjayi breath. Exhale, that's why we use the Ujjayi breath, back to your down dog. A couple of more times. Inhale. Belly button firmly in planks. Exhale back. 2 times more. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Fold forward, shaking your wrist if you feel like that's nice. And then take a hold of your weights. I would go heavy for this one. We're still kind of warming up, but it should be doable with somewhat heavy weights. Find a chair posture. Hip back, shoulders nice, tuck into the shoulder girdle like a screw inside there at the joint. With your knees bent, you're going to do a bicep curl. Bend the elbows, straighten the arms. As you stand up tall, you're going to bring the weights up overhead, elbows in shoulder width distance. Sit down again. And as you bend your knees, you're going to bring the elbows down. Bend the elbows. Stand up tall, weight overhead. Well, we can do this a tad quicker. So bring your knees down. Take a breath in. Exhale. Inhale, bend the arms. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, sit down. Exhale. Inhale, bend the elbows. Rise. Exhale. And just breathe as it makes sense. You're welcome to do this a little bit slower. I'm doing one thing at a time. So extend the leg, bring the arms up overhead. Sitting down, maybe a little bit lower the last 3 times through. And as you extend the arm back, you might sense the triceps say hello to you this morning. Or at least it's my morning. Last rep. Okay, keep the weights and then find a wide stance. I'm gonna do a little bit of things here where I'm not sequencing as much. Bring the weights in front of you. Again, shoulders back, bend the knees, come down. Knees out in the direction of the pinky toe. Inhale, rise up, bring the arms up. Maybe weights by the shoulders. Exhale, come down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Inhale. And please pay attention here. I am not lifting my weights like this up overhead. I'm keeping my elbows as the highest point here, right? And the weight close to my chest. And let's do 4, 3, 2, might go deeper the last time. 1. All right, keep the weights. Warrior 2, so a little bit more sequencing. Right foot front, back foot aligned with the short end of the mat. And let's just get the legs going first, and you can kind of get your arms going after. So I'm just moving my arms away. We're gonna extend the front leg, bring the pelvic floor in, bend the knee again in the direction of the pinky toe. That's it, extend and bend. Let's then use our arms. So bring the weights up, almost like we did before, and down. Up and down. Just a couple of more. 4, 3. Noticing a lot of things going on here in your body. 2 and 1. Bend the front knee. You can move one hand weight out to the side. Bring the other one on the inside of the right foot. Bring the back heel off. We're gonna do a side twist here with the weight up overhead. So your right hand will be up overhead, maybe with a weight, maybe not. You can go lighter here. Inhale and exhale. And then you can bring this weight down underneath. And just hold this, engage the back of the shoulder. Maybe your arm is shaking, don't drop the weight though. Breathe. And slowly release the weight down, bring it on the inside of the foot. Step the front foot back. And again, you might go lighter here. We're gonna do side plank. You're gonna turn, put the other hand, so right hand on the floor, left arm with a weight overhead. You can stay here, bring your knee down, whatever works. Or do some circles here. Half circles. Just 2 more. Don't be too fast. And then let go. Bring the weight down, both hands on the floor, your downward facing dog. Vinyasa. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down on toes and knees. Hover over the floor, don't come all the way down before you lift with your knees off, maybe with your knees down to an up dog, downward facing dog. Jump or walk to the front and fall forward. And then you're gonna step your right foot to the back, pivot the foot so you find that warrior 2, bring both weights in. We're gonna do a little bit of a different movement here because we wanna shift and change the muscles. So just keep the weights away as you extend the front leg and bend it again. So you stay where you are. I'm just gonna turn so you can see. So inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. I'm gonna try to bring the weights overhead as I extend the front leg. Bend the elbows, bring the elbows by the shoulders, bend the knee. Inhale. It's important that the core is engaged here. Let's count that down. So 5. Don't squeeze the shoulders towards the ears, right? 4. You're feeling it now. 3. Keep the knees really bent. Okay, come down. 2. And let's do it up and down. And then you bring the right, just a weight away. That might be on your right hand, back heel off. And find your twist with the arm up overhead, just for a little bit of an extra challenge. Engage the back of your shoulder. Breathe. And then lower down the weight. Of course, again, you can do this without weight. You can come down on your elbow for that matter. Side plank variation. I have my wrist a little bit in front of my elbow for me to better balance. I'm not stacking my feet. This monkey position, arm under the armpit. Let's go for 3. Lift the hip up in your side plank. 2. And 1. Lift and lower. Put the weight away. Find your plank. Take a big inhale. Lower down to a hover exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up and back, and then the right foot to the top of the mat. Warrior, actually high lunge. Again, option of bringing your weights with you. Shoulders tucked back, bend the front knee. So we're gonna lower down the back knee for a lunge like this. I'm not gonna come all the way down unless that's what you want to. I'm gonna hover and then lift. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. I'm gonna bring my arms again, 90 degree in the elbow. I'm gonna bend the knee, bring the elbows up to shoulder width height, and come down. So you continue. This is the motion with my arms. Go light if this is too heavy. I won't take a lot of repetitions here. So 5, 4, 3, only shoulder height, 2, and 1. Again, away with one weight. Pivot on the back foot, so your left foot is aligned with the short end of the mat. Core exercise, one of those that I often use with weight or without. Any back issues, you might just want to use your hands. Belly button in. Lean to the front, shoulders on top of each other. You're not leaning forward like this, okay? Maybe extend the arm a little bit, maybe a lot. Bring the weight back and in. Back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And back. Forward. Inhale. Exhale. Pelvic floor in. Lift up and down. Don't move your legs. A couple more times. Lift and back. If you want to breathe differently, go ahead. Keep the shoulders squared last time through the left and right side, or front and back. Excellent. Keep the weight in the back hand. Extend the front leg. Ooh, that was nice. And lean forward in a triangle with this weight overhead. Core exercise. Lift up, standing. Exhale, lean into a triangle. If this arm is fatigued, you can bring it on your shoulder. Otherwise, we're just going to keep it stacked above the shoulder. Keep the pelvis nicely in, so you're standing in one straight line. Front heel, back arch. QL, the back here is really working hard. But that's the beauty of it. And the last one. Excellent. Bring the weight down. Nice and safely, back heel off. Step to the front, fold forward. You can shake things out if you feel like it. Let's work a little bit with our balance. So chair again. I'm going to step a little bit back, not to get into my my plant here on my tree. So you can bring your hands into prayer if you feel like you're a little bit wobbly, chair, wall, something nearby you to help you assist balancing. Bring the right leg off. Lift the hip up or the knee up. And see if you can bring the right foot back. You're just gonna kind of dot the toes there to the back. I'm bending really heavily in my left foot, my left leg. Coming into stance again. Maybe to some degree extend the front leg in this process. And bend it again, bring the foot back. And that's it. I'm not carrying any weights. If you're doing this multiple times, you might wanna add that weight in your hands. Gaze on the floor. And I am not breathing in a specific way. I am just moving, trying to keep, especially, you're still continuing. This hip, the left hip, it's not moving out to the side as I bring my leg back. I'm really trying to squeeze and cinch in around here, the hip area. And do the last one. Ooh. Come to the front and fold forward. I have not forgotten the lunges with the arms on the other side. I'm just gonna get a little bit of legs in before we do the core again and arms again. So other side, chair pose, sit low. Lift the left leg. Bring it back. Dot the toes down. Left leg up. You might extend. Right leg, you might stay low, but maybe it is a little bit too intense. And it's okay to lean forward as you bring the foot back. It's hard not to do that because to kind of equalize where your body weight is, when you bring the foot back, you need something to be in front, and that will be either shoulders or your head. Be slow. Come on. It's okay to feel the burn in your thigh. 2 more. Keep the thighs in. Last one. Take a stand at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. And then you can bring your weights into your hands. We're gonna do, or just one of them, this warrior 2 again. So you're gonna pivot on the back foot. I'm gonna do the warrior 2 first and then finish with a lunge. So your right foot to the back. Again, I'm gonna turn here for you to be able to see. Take a look before you start to move that this front knee is not dropping in. Staggered over the ankle, really gauging the inner thigh, the glutes on the side. With or without weight. If you feel your lower back now, don't do weights. Inhale and to the front. Exhale. Bring the arms up overhead. Inhale. And back. Exhale. Lean back. Inhale here. Exhale. Extend. Inhale. And exhale. And don't overthink the breath. Sometimes a switch. The beauty of these movements is that you get such a great workout for the deepest layer of your core. It's not just that fatigue in your six-pack as you do crunches, but it's the beauty of your core, your obliques, as well as your spine, working really hard here. Moving your body from one position to the other. This is health, my friend. We don't do a lot of just regular crunches in our everyday life. I'm on the rest rep, but we do a lot of side bendings. Well, maybe not the thing that we do the most, but we do it, right? So let's not forget about that. Now, the leg that is in front, you keep that in front, and then you take the back heel off. I bring both weights with me. Standing tall, back heel off. Shoulders back. Bend the back knee and lift. And let's get our arms going, maybe in another direction than before. Let's do bicep curls. Bend the elbows as you bend the knees. Really pushing through the front heel. Make sure the feet are placed on these train tracks so you're not too wobbly standing on a short, thin line. Let's do 4, 3, 2, go low. Also the last time. 1. Awesome. And then you can pivot into a wide stance in the direction that makes the most sense. You can bring the weights down and just coming to a wide forward fold. Then lift up halfway. Walk your hands to the top of the mat where you see the screen the best. Step back into your down dog. And let's do a few of those great push-ups. So inhale to your plank. And let's do 6 of them. Exhale, toes and knees, lower down. Lift up, inhale, elbows in. 6. Straight spine. 5. 4. Don't have to go all the way down. You have to come up again. 3. Woohoo! 2, come on! Woo! Last one. Tricep working really hard here. Beautiful. Nice job, you guys. Bring it back into child's pose. Do whatever you want to with your hands. Catch your breath and maybe just have that awareness, openness. I'm here, God, ready to listen as I'm moving, breathing, smiling, sweating. You're a part of my everyday. Slowly take a seat and bring your feet towards the top of the mat. Again, block weights, options. We're gonna do rocking the boat or twist with a boat posture. You can have a little bit of a C shape in the lumbar part of your spine, but not the shoulders. So bring the shoulders back, belly button in. Keep that going. I'm actually preferring with my heels down for this one. Take an inhale and then lean maybe further back if you're okay with that, with the weight to the side. Inhale, sitting up a little bit taller. Exhale, leaning back towards the left side maybe, and inhale. Exhale, lean back. Inhale. For a little bit more, you can bring the weight up overhead as you sit and bring it back. Of course, you can go do with both weights if you go for the lighter option. Obliques here, cross fibering muscle tissue of your core. Four more. 3. Keep the nice engagement of the core also when you fatigue. 2. Or get super sweaty. 1. Extend the legs, lean forward. That might feel really nice by now. Let's get then a little bit more into those hips. So I am moving my weights a little bit away. Bring the feet back. And when I say hip, I also mean core. We're going to do plank again, but this time on elbows. So I'll fold my mat because my elbows like that. Bring the hands to the front. As a lot of people do this shape, you can do that. I like my hands to the front, just not to get that internal rotation there in my hip. You can definitely do this plank variation on your knees. Inhale. And maybe with your left leg, bring that up towards the armpit. On the elbow, bring it back. Exhale, other leg. Keep your hip low. So you're not elevating or lifting your hip as you bring the leg to the front, at least not a whole lot. And let's do 8. This is a hard one. 7. 6. Lift the knee high up. As you do this. 5. 4. Come on. 3. It's okay that this costs a bit stubbornness. Last one. And bring it down on the floor. Hands stacked. Pause for a moment. And then we're going to go into our lower back and the big glute muscles. So engage the core, a little bit of an activation in the abs. And then lift your legs up. Point the toe and then scissor. If this hurts on your hips, your bones, fold the mat. Or you might go for a lift instead of crossing or scissoring. Extend the leg though, and lift the knees off the mat as best as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll onto the side that makes the most sense to you as you watch the screen. I'm gonna do a core ab exercise that I also sometimes do in my workout classes. You can definitely take a weight here on your shoulder. I'm just gonna show you without. Gonna be on your hip, but lean slightly back. So your hip, if I'm gonna point, is in this trajectory of maybe 45 degrees to the side. Take the arm behind your head, the one that you can reach. The bottom arm, I have my palms facing up. Take a deep inhale and then lift top knee up as you take a seat. Again, leaning hip back. Lower down. So this is the easier, do I dare to say that version? If you want more, both knees up. Exhale. Inhale as you extend. Come all the way up. And extend. For more, lift the feet up as you reach out. And 5. Go in the direction of the top shoulder. 4. 3. Come on. 2. And 1. Quickly make your way to the other side. Same thing. Top leg, both legs, whatever you prefer. Support your head with your hand. Inhale and exhale, lift. Or go for both legs. Keep smiling. This is so good for your body. Now remember, belly button in as you lift. And 5. 4. Go, go, go. You can do it. 3. Woo. 2. And last one. Lift it up. You got it. And back. Excellent. Bring it back supine on your back. Feet on the floor, pretty close to your hip. Inhale, and before regret anything, just lift the hip up. Don't overthink this. Just lift the hip up. Squeeze the buttocks in. You can stay here. Maybe you kind of walk one leg up at the time. Keep the hip as it is. Or if you feel playful, you want to go for the full wheel, bring yourself back, hands by your head. I like my fingers pointing back towards my toes, maybe a little bit out. Trying to keep my elbows up, but if they kind of slide out to the side as you come into this, don't worry too much. Should be nice and warm to be able to do this shape. Two more breaths in whatever shape you're in. And slowly come down. Huck the knees in. And pause for a moment. If you have been working out with me and really given it your all and you paid attention to what I said, you might sense that you're kind of in another headspace. Your mind might have been slowing down, just trying to survive all these odd postures. And that's actually the beauty of it, the quietness that we get. Bring both feet on the floor, and I'll bring them mat width distance, and then windshield wiper them from left to right. I won't get you through a lot of stretching postures, but just a few. Pause that and bring your right leg up. We're gonna stretch the hamstrings, and you can hold on to your knee, your calf, or even your toe, if that makes sense. Now the other leg can definitely stay bended, or you can kind of wiggle it somewhat out. It will create a more intense stretch. If your right leg up towards the sky is shaking, then you're stretching a little bit too much. Ease it off a little bit for a more relaxed stretch. And as we're stretching here, I'm going to ask you a question because it can be nice to have that. Now you're maybe in a different headspace than when you started. But let's first get the other side. So right leg down there, foot on the floor, extend the left leg. Again, find that stretch that makes sense. Hold on where it makes sense. And maybe elongate right leg. So my question is, was there anything that you felt God spoke to you about in the last couple of weeks or earlier back? Or if you're not a believer in Christ, maybe something, wisdom that you have forgotten. Something that felt very valuable at some point in your life that it is time that you revisit and think about again. Let go of the foot, and don't let go of the thought though, but you might want to take a seat. Bring your legs out to the side stretch. Right elbow, maybe it can reach the inner thigh there, maybe not. and lean over towards your right side with the shoulders stacked. So I am not here leaning in. I'm leaning with my core, the side of my core, up towards the sky to the right side. And then you might bring your awareness back to the things that you want to remember. That might be time to revisit. Bring that up. And of course, we do this on the other side as well. So elbow in, your right shoulder on top of the other, if I'm mirroring you. Something that has been lingering in my mind since we entered the new year, is this passage that away from me, you cannot do anything. Jesus says that, and that might sound a little bit odd if you're not a believer in Christ, but for me, it reminds me that I can do so much in my own power. I have skills, competences, and you do as well. But I believe when it comes to my calling and my purpose in life, I can do nothing without being plugged in Jesus Christ and God's power. Take a seat. So if you maybe feel like you're doing a lot of things in your own power, your own strength, maybe this speaks to you as well. Away from me, you cannot do anything. So maybe plug it in. I want to plug into Jesus, the wine tree, or maybe you picture a plug with electricity and the power. Whatever works for you, that image. Take a seat and a few deep breaths before I close the class. I am thrilled, honored, glad that you joined this class today. I hope that you feel amazing in your body. Make sure to help me and this channel, and actually I believe God's calling, with me online by subscribing if you have not done that already, liking these videos, giving a comment. All that helps YouTube shoot these videos out to more people, which is my goal and my dream, so that there's so many more people that can see all of this content. Thank you so much. Blessings on your path.